Hey everybody, what's up? I'm Rico Went. I am the founder of Young Men of Purpose and the pastor of the Purpose Center, and a man that wants to do great things and help people in our world. There he goes. Yeah. So, how you doing?
I'm good, and you?
All right, he's new to YMOP, so what's up, man? Hey, how you been? The king is here. I'm a Denver kid. I went to Aurora Central High School. Grew up the son of two ministers, and my dad is an immigrant. My dad's from Panama. My dad died when I was in high school. I think there's probably some correlation with YMOP and my father's passing. I just think maybe I don't understand what it's like to just feel like you need someone to be there. Maybe that's a part of me wanting to help serve these young men. What's up? YMOP came out of an opportunity to go and talk to some kids at my old school. So what happened was I was a admissions counselor at UNC Greeley when I graduated. They were like, go to your old school and you know, kind of try to create some buzz around, you know, getting kids to come. So I ended up going to talk to a group of boys, and it was really whack. Like, it was bad. Like, I was 22 and I figured that the kids hated it and I would never do it again. I leave, and the person that invited me, the counselor, called me back and she said, the boys loved it. Would you come back again? Our coach used to put the finish line? He used to put a cone 10 yards behind it. It's like, that's your finish line. But every Tuesday for the rest of the school year on my lunch break, and I would go and I would just spend an hour with the boys, and then they started coming on Saturdays to meet me, and it was like 12 boys. It was really like the foundational curriculum of YMOP, but I didn't even know we were building it. I was just trying to help out some kids from my old high school. After that, another school called. They asked me to do it at their school. Then this light went on, and I was just like, well, if Aurora Central could use it, how many other young Black and brown boys could use some type of mentorship, leadership, social emotional wellness, developmental training in their lives? And boy, was I right. So fellas, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's just finishing the race. I looked up and it was 13 years later, 35 schools later, 5,000 boys later. We've been trying to build an army of young men who are going to change the world.
My name is Joshua Woody. I'm in the 11th grade. I first joined YMOP my sophomore year, and I felt like the need to be in there because it's kind of a family. Being around those people is really amazing, and they really taught me a lot so far for the past 2 years. And it's really like a brotherhood, especially from Mr. Rico. He teaches us a lot about being Black student and being greatness, and just teaching about history, about Black history and the background of people who came up. I feel like it's a program and company where it really brings people to open their eyes to more than just being a student, but to looking more further into being independent and going out your way and being confident in doing everything you seek to be in the future.
It's so cool running into a student that you haven't seen, worked with him the last 2 or 3 years, maybe in high school. They'll tell you exactly what you said, something you said to them 4 or 5 years ago in a session. My students are starting to get married and having children, and they're taking what we've crafted in YMOP and now they're using it in their everyday lives. I'm super proud of that. I have boys that play sports overseas. I have students who've gone to Ivy League schools. I have students who have started families, businesses, companies. YMOP meant something to them for a time in their lives.
My name is Alonzo Monroe Elazier, and I'm a junior. It's my second year in YMOP. What got me into YMOP is my brother was a part of it for about 4 years, and then I just wanted to join a Black culture type of class and learn more about our culture and stuff. What's most beneficial from this class is definitely learning about the culture and just being able to connect with other Black and brown boys. So a few things about Mr. Rico is he's that guy for real. He's super cool, super genuine, and super nice and funny overall, and just a good dude. It's a really good experience and really super fun.
I'm hoping that YMOP will become a school one day, the YMOP Academy, where we'll bring Black and brown boys from all over the city and literally to help intercept society's definition of Black and brown manhood, and we'll give them our definition, which is manhood, integrity, and purpose, and those are our 3 cardinal principles.
Mr. Rico, he's a great person. I'm really happy I met him because I learned a lot and a lot of new things. The reason why you should join YMOP is because you'll learn a lot of new things. You have experience with things you never tried before, and it's a really great experience.
I know many Black men who are great fathers. For those that don't have that, that fatherlessness, I think, epidemic has wreaked havoc on a generation of men. And unfortunately, I think that's where a lot of the violence comes from, a lot of the gun issues, a lot of the challenges we see are a lot of boys who have not been fathered. What fathers give are direction, they give identity, they give their compass to their children. I've talked to a lot of principals and parents.
Jason Macklin, principal, Vista Peak Preparatory. Programs like YMOP are important for Black and brown boys because it offers them an opportunity to see themselves in the world through the eyes of someone that looks like them. What's powerful about YMOP, I believe, is the authenticity of it and the storytelling element of it. As we know that brain research says that there's power in storytelling. I believe the stories that we tell our students allows us to connect them with historical events and facts, as well as just understand the importance of positive decision making through experiences that you share personally. These are things that I experienced when I was your age. These are things that I experienced as an older young man. So I just appreciate the realness of it. And I think all of our students are able to benefit from how real the information is that they're receiving through the program of YMOP.
My name is Maria Jackson. I am the school counselor at Thomas Jefferson High School. 3 of my boys have got through the YMOP program in their high schools. They found in YMOP a place of belonging. And not only that, but they built friendships during YMOP and a mentor in Mr. Rico. Many of the things that they didn't feel comfortable sharing maybe with me or their dad, they were able to feel and have a safe space within YMOP and with Mr. Rico as well. One of the things about YMOP that it's not just any other program or mentoring program that it just stays in the school. You know, they just visit in the school. It goes outside of the school walls as well. And so I know that my children have had challenging times as well in school, and Mr. Rico has been a key piece to help them navigate through those issues that have come up with them.
Stability in people is what creates stable communities. And when we don't have that in our kids, you know, our future is shaky. So just like Frederick Douglass said, it's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. So we're going to build strong children. And that's what I've seen as far as the community for sure.
You thought you were going to come to college, you were going to be your normal high school self in a new setting. What got you here won't keep you here. You got to go to the next level.
Research shows that Black and brown students who are able to have at least one educator of color throughout their K-12 experience are more likely to graduate, not only graduate from high school, but also enroll and attend college and graduate from college as well. And the power of just having one educator of color. So imagine if we multiply that and students are able to have connections with several educators of color throughout their K-12 experience. It's just a powerful measure, but research also shows that all students who are able to connect with and have educators of color significantly benefit from that experience and exposure and connection. They are able to thrive in more rigorous environments and rise to the expectations of any academic space and environment that we expose them to. So I just think there's power in just being able to embrace and lean into diversity. And that's truly something that we value at Vista Peak, and I appreciate as a value of YMOP as well.
My name is Liz Riley Sanders. I'm a healthcare attorney and I work for the Public Health Department doing maternal and child health care work. I'm connected to YMOP because my children were in his program for about 6 years. YMOP program was really instrumental in my kids' development. Our family went through a pretty intense transition around the time that they got into the program. The boys always looked forward to going to the YMOP program. They looked forward to learning more about history. They looked forward to interacting with and joking with Mr. Rico. And they also really loved the opportunities to spend time with other kids that looked like them and had similar experiences. One of the things that my boys got from the program is helped them form their identity in a way that they could be proud of where they've come from and who they are. And Mr. Rico really helped with that. Mother to mother, I would say this is a fantastic program for young men. Mr. Rico is a phenomenal role model. The kids relate to him. He's funny and he'll tell them the truth, but in a loving way. It's something that my kids have definitely benefited from because they were really able to trust him, be honest with him, and then take his advice to heart.
He's always been a good mentor to us and the other guys in the classroom, always joking around with us, but when it has to be serious, he would get serious with us. The lessons every time he comes in is great. Teaches us about life and his past experiences and just shows us the way throughout high school and always makes sure our grades are good and always wants us to succeed. Comes to our basketball games and our football games, and he's just always been a good mentor to everybody that he comes along with. And I love him and I think he's a great mentor. Yeah, I feel like my life's been a lot better since I've been in YMOP because you get to relieve stress when you go to this classroom, talk about life experiences, feel comfortable and get to express yourself. If I wasn't in YMOP, I'd probably just keep it to myself and not tell nobody, but I go in the classroom every week and I could tell my friends and my peers about what's been going on.
If I need a football, why wouldn't I use this? What's the difference? Ray, you said it, say it's big. It has a different purpose. What is a purpose? I say even the purpose has an intention before that thing was even created. So somebody needed a ball, they didn't have a football, intent behind the football before it was created, yes? Something as trivial as a football or a shoe, how much more do you think that you young men have purpose? There was an intent for you being, and you have to discover your purpose.
One thing I like about Mr. Rico, he's always joyful and always comes in and puts a smile on everybody's face, and he's always smiling. No matter what he's going through, he'll always put a smile on every kid's face in the classroom, even mine. And if you're hesitant about joining YMOP, I'll say one thing, that everybody's welcoming. We might crack jokes every once in a while with each other, but we're always gonna support you even if you're going through something, and we're always gonna be a family and support you.
Hello, my name is Rand Jung, and I'm the program director at APS Avenues. And my connection to YMOP, Pastor Rico, is that he is a mentor. He is part of our community and our program at APS Avenues for our students. I believe that programs like YMOP give students an opportunity to make connections that are outside of the educational setting. They are given an opportunity to see someone that looks like them, that talks like them, that has the same experiences like they do, and that connection is so deep. And as we know, education is very much about relationships and how students connect. And unfortunately, education is not mirroring our population of students. When one of my students can see Mr. Rico and say, oh, he looks like me and his experiences are like me, there's some credibility there, and there's opportunity to make those connections that are so deep that they'll listen to him versus listening to anybody else. With YMOP as a community member at APS Avenues, it's been extremely beneficial. They respect him, and you know that they respect him because they actually want him to be part of our community, and they want him to actually just take a moment to just be with them. They like even just seeing him around the campus.
The little things you've given them have become a part of their own culture of who they are as people. And that's really, really profound to me. When I think especially Black boys, they hear the story of where we come from, and when they start learning their history, they start going, man, I stand on the shoulders of giants. And I can really, I owe something to the people that came before me.
How do you prove it? You vet it, you study it, you research it. You listen to people who are smarter, older.
For me to take it out of just what I can do and saying, hey, if we come together, how many families, how many young men can we affect for the good? Literally creating a workforce of men who are gonna come and be better fathers, better husbands, better sons, better employees, better businessmen with character training and social emotional wellness coaching. That's what we're trying to achieve here, and that's what I'm asking for. So creating a real center for Black and brown boys, a hub for Black and brown boys in Denver is the goal. And to create a space where kids don't have to join gangs because they're a part of a brotherhood called Young Men of Purpose. They don't have to run the streets. They don't have to go find father figures. We're gonna present that for them. Here's our ask to you. We are saying, hey, anything helps, anything. If it's a share on Facebook, if it's just telling somebody about what we're doing, if maybe you're more resourced, you have some monies or you have some different things you'd like to donate, perhaps you have a space that we can use. Help the mission of Young Men of Purpose, which is giving Black and brown boys manhood, integrity, and purpose. And I would certainly appreciate it. God bless you. Thank you for listening.